Azalea, there we go.
Well,
I can't remember what it was.
you're supposed to go second. Remember? You're going to YOLO.
I was gonna yell the yes, your Kasai story. Did the Kasai win that game?
Yes, but it was
Oh
close.
wow, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And let me just do this.
So it has all your defensive cards, and it equipped your tunic and Crown of Providence. Yep. Cool. All right. Azalea has seen a giant uptick in play. All right. First of all, look at the equipment setup from your opponent. This is very different than normal. Bracers of Belief. This makes me think this is an amplifying arrow deck. All right, so Perch Grapplers is just for the block. You don't really need to be concerned about the activated ability.
Okay.
But it does have an activated ability. And yeah, okay, so this hand is actually pretty good. Pretty decent. So they're likely to go for a blind flip, and then we have the unmovable, which is really nice. Okay, so they pitched Codex. That's something that we need to be aware of. Never mind. That was stupid of me to say, because they have knocked the Death Whistle. They're going to shuffle their deck. All right, Infecting Shot was flipped with Azalea, so this has Dominate. They're going to pump it, and you're going to make them really sad, because you're going to go Dynamos, Unmovable, and you're also blocking with probably the Bracers, to be honest. Okay. Actually, let's think about it, because pre-med, they already have a card in hand. You might not be able to use your whole hand, so you might have the extra resources to pay for the Blood Rot as well. So actually, I think we might just take one. I think that's actually okay, because if this was not turn 0, I would block this out. But this is turn 0. They already have a card in hand. Yeah, so just block one, and block with the unmovable, pitching the hold the line.
So we're not blocking with Dynamos?
We are blocking with Dynamos. We're not blocking with the Bracers.
Gotcha.
The longer we hold our armor, the better in general. So
of course, that's 7, not 8, because it was an arsenal.
Correct. So of note here, we used one of our unmovables, so we're gonna need to our second unmovable to really count. Okay, so this hand is going to take some blood rot damage, but that's okay. Yep. All right, so we're basically pitching the Warmongers, and then we swing Blade Runner, Blade Flurry, swing Arsenal to push forward. Pretty straightforward turn. So it's actually not too bad, because we remember what I said, like going second is worth like 5 value generally. So he got 3 value from the damage plus the blood rot. So overall, we're up by like 2 value, roughly.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. All this value talk may not matter, because if we fall behind, our out is to fatigue them. However, look at how many cards this guy presented. This is something I didn't note before. He presented 62 plus 2, 64, plus 5. He presented 69 cards. Yep. So we're probably going to have to go for a kill with damage if we can, rather than a deck damage.
Okay.
Now, I do have to say that push forward is not a great arsenal target, but we'll try to make it work. Realistically, how we're going to get pushed forward out of the arsenal is when we have an agility token plus the tunic up. That's how we're probably going to do it. Okay. So this hand's actually pretty rough. Value-wise, this hand is good, but yeah. Okay, so this tells us a lot. Remember how I said there's two types of Azalea lists? There's the Azalea lists that are very pump, pump, pump focused, and then there's the E-Strike Rabble versions.
Feels really bad blocking a Rabble.
So we want the push forward out of our arsenal, but we don't have an easy way to do that. So I think you just have to take 4 here, and then let's see what else is coming. So what we have to do probably is sync the shunt for second cycle. I think is probably the best play, because we really need the push forward out of our arsenal.
Yep.
There's the other way to play this is to block with the second and third card, which okay, actually this is a good opportunity. So what we could do is block with the middle 2 cards and just play the push forward and swing, and then move the shunt into arsenal. I think that's also probably a little bit better.
Go.
So again, like I said, the push forward in arsenal is not what we want, but it's fine.
Thinking shunt.
No, let's keep the shunt. We're gonna play the push forward, and we're going to move the shunt into arsenal.
That's what you said, yes.
Now, we did take 4 damage from the Rabble, so the chance that we could fatigue in this game is lower than 2 minutes ago, but that's okay. All right, so we're already like even on cards. Look at this. Okay.
I don't even know what to do here.
you play the push forward and you swing. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. We remember how I said we want the shunt in arsenal.
Yeah.
So this is different than the Kasai that I was talking about, because we're using tunic. So we're very incentivized to actually kill our opponent with a shunt pivot turn instead of grinding them out for 16 turns and depleting their deck.
Yeah, true.
Especially considering they're on the E-Strike Rabble plan. Yeah, so they're just going to take 5.
Gotcha.
That's the expected play. We move the shunt into arsenal.
Oof.
This hand is actually ridiculously good value with tunic, right? Spoils of war, swing, hit and run, swing. But we're not going to take 20 damage to send 20 damage.
No.
Probably. Even though this hand is very good. I think a lot of people would be very tempted at this. They're like, well, tunic's up. I have 2 sources to go again, and a pump and a blue. This is basically perfect. Yes.
And then you get overpowered a few times and dead.
Yeah, you'll deal 4 and then deal 6 and then deal 6. So you'll deal 16 damage reset dynamos. That's not worth taking a bunch of damage. Knock the death whistle, so they're going to be able to tutor something to the top of their deck, and they'll give it dominate. This is why we need the shunt in arsenal, because all right, so Azalea going to switch the things? Sure. And now they're going to pump it. Or, okay, they're going to... They're going to play a couple pumps. Memorial Ground. Okay, sure. Yeah, sure.
I think so. 11. Is
that
it?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Oh.
Okay, so we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with the card from hand. So we get to... So let's pitch the hit and run for second cycle. And block with the response plus the shunt plus our gloves. So 2. Yeah, we might as well block with the boots as well because we're going to reset it.
Response and pitching hit and run.
Yep. So unfortunately, our tunic is not up. If our tunic was up, our hand becomes significantly better. But this has 3 on hits, so we have to shut it down.
For sure.
Plus, pitching a hit and run for second cycle is not the worst in the world. So.
I'm okay with it.
Does the list have 2 or 3 shunts? I think it has 2.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 reds.
All right, so we've already, it's turn 3 and we've already used a shunt and an unmovable. So we're a little bit lower on defensive cards than what we would like. But that's okay. This turn is going to tell us a lot about your opponent. If he starts blocking, there could be alternate ways to victory. But if he just keeps his hand, if he keeps his hand, we're okay. So that's a good sign that he's blocking. That means he wants to. So that means he's engaging with our game plan. It should be the Hatchet of Mind, right? Oh, yeah, it's restarted. Oh, it's restarted the turn.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, making 2 copper not relevant in 99.9% of situations here, but
yeah.
But we've got to remember our triggers just to be a good player. Okay. Sure. Were you tempted there to use the bracers with Tunic?
No.
Okay.
The Tunic for 1 extra damage, and then no, I prefer to have a bigger turn with it.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Is that the right answer?
I don't think there's actually a wrong answer in that situation because you have 1 Oasis, 1 Shunt left in your deck. And we're not realistically, we're not going to triple hit against most Azalea decks. So I think both are fine. If we ever get to Command and Conquer Tunic Fatal Engagement, we win the game, by the way. Just from a psychological damage point of view. Okay, so they Tunicked activated Death Dealer, put that into the arsenal. They drew a card. So the Resolve expires sniping, so they're going to be able to put an arrow on top and give it Dominate. So we're unfortunately probably taking damage this turn.
Yep.
Our turn is probably block for 3. Send Command and Conquer, Arsenal, Fate for Seed. Probably. Drill Shot's very annoying.
Sure is.
It also has Piercing. Even more annoying. Okay, this is not that bad. Okay, also another thing that we just saw, bold Tar Pit Trap. Okay, so effects don't trigger. So that's not very relevant because we don't have attack action cards. Except Command and Conquer, and they can't play Tar Pit Trap against Command and Conquer. All right, so this is just 7 piercing. So like I said, we're just blocking with Iron Song response, sending Command and Conquer, arsenaling Fate for Seed. Our armor's going to get beat up. He'll probably target the Crown of Providence.
Last few games I've been hitting my Tunic.
That makes no sense. The Crown of Providence blocks for 2. It doesn't destroy the Tunic.
I think it was later game where I only had boots, tunic, and gloves left, and I went for my Tunic.
Yep. Okay, so you went for the crown, which is correct. Yep. Okay, so your Crown of Providence still works, but it only blocks for 1. All right, CNC gonna get us some tempo back. This is actually a very, very good example of a pivot turn. A small pivot turn, because now they have to give us 2 cards. We get to set a D-reacted arsenal. We're very safe in general. A 3-card Azalea is never going to get to double digits.
Cool. This probably feels like the most control that I've seen a Dory against an Azalea game so far. Specifically if I'm piloting it.
Mm-hmm. You mean normally you play much more aggressively?
I feel like I'm always on the back foot because they're just sending, like, every single turn is 3 pumps, and it's 11 to 14 damage every turn.
Yes, this Azalea deck is built slightly differently, I think, than your typical pump arrow. They're much more. This deck list is much more insulated against warmongers, and they're playing a much more long-term game than most Azalea decks. We saw him have Tar Pit Trap. We saw him have not Remembrance, Memorial Ground. So,
yeah.
And he sided in 69 cards. Looks like he's just going to take it. All right, sweet. Value. Sure. All right, this hand is quite good. So we have 4 block of the arsenal, 5 block possibility in hand. And then we have our boots. So we actually have 10 block pretty easily. Deadeye. Yep, Codex. Okay. Sure. That's fine. Codex, just one of those things that we're just going to have to power through because it's a good card is good. Gonna grab a 5 power arrow most likely because he has 1 floating. So this will be 5 plus 2 plus 3 is 10. So we're actually A-okay. Uh-oh, Talishar. All right, so I think he's picking. There we go, infecting shot. Okay, so luckily we have 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, so we're fine. Oh, this is for 11, not... oh, Deadeye is plus 3? Okay, plus 3. Okay, so we have to block boots plus boots plus bracers. And shift the tide of battle.
Yeah.
And then Fate Foreseen, take it on the chin. And then our turn crackback is actually pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, we definitely want to arsenal the Blade Flurry instead of playing it out.
Why is it so laggy?
I've noticed Talishar in the USA morning is much more laggy than in the USA evening. All right, so reactions on your opponent. Maybe you could send him maybe send him the refresh the page, maybe. Oh, he passed. Okay, so now you can play the take it on the chin plus the Fate Foreseen. All right, so what are we trying to opt for? We're trying to opt for a D-react. That's not a D-react. Get out of here. Okay. All right, so we're just going to swing. In fact, we're just going to swing, bracer swing, most likely. Most likely he's not blocking 1.
Am I blade flurrying this?
No. We need him to be scared of the card at arsenal.
Sure.
If we play the Blade Flurry here, he's like, sweet, no arsenal. Time to go ham. Then we bracer swing. For 3. All right. To the arsenal you go, Blade Flurry.
I guess I need to fully. I need to fully understand and remember that 5-card hands are just a lot better instead of just sending damage.
Yes. Think about the synergy. What does Blade Flurry unlock? It unlocks Shift the Tide of Battle. It unlocks your third swing if somehow you miraculously keep your whole hand, or nearly your whole hand. All right. Okay, this turn appears to be a pure value turn. So, very likely, we're just going to block within the swing and our boots, and we're going to Hatchet, Blade Runner, Blade Flurry, Hatchet, move the Fate Foreseen into Arsenal is likely what we're going to do. All right, so we're not blocking. We don't block vanilla damage. Now, the thing is, not blocking vanilla damage does mean we can't fatigue them. They have 47 cards. This is not going to fatigue. All right, Death Dealer. Okay, this is good. Whatever is on top of... We just have to pray that there's no strong arrow in the top 2 cards. Because it's going to Azalea this, and it's going to be for 8. Ooh, Seek and Destroy is also... Ooh, okay, that kind of ruins our plans. A little bit. Okay, Red in the Ledger. Ooh, that's bad. This is bad. This is bad. Okay, Red in the Ledger plus Seek... Oh, it doesn't have Dominate. Sweet. Okay, actually, we're good. We're real good. Okay, so what are you seeing with this hand?
Four, 7, 8.
I'm seeing blocking with every card in your hand. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. And passing the turn. That's what I'm seeing.
Fair enough.
The other option is to block with 2, 3, 4 and your boots, but then and set up Goblet.
Yeah.
I think that's also fine. So we're gonna opt for. Okay, they just gave up. I think we were ahead, by the way. So I do think a concession there is actually fine. So okay,
felt better.
Yeah. Azalea, a lot of the time, is knowing when you can take damage to set up something in Arsenal to prevent a future turn from being gigantic. So, yeah, I hope you got something out of that game, even though that was cut off prematurely at the end. I do think it showcased a lot of the fundamentals of what to do in that matchup. So yeah,
you're changing the way I'm thinking, which is exactly what I need.
Yeah. Yeah,
so thank you for that.
Especially as a new player, there's a lot of there really is no like guidebook on how to play the game. A lot of times, a lot of the information in this game is disseminated through just talking with other players, and that's something that I really like to do. I don't play as much as people think I play, but I talk to other people. I think about the game, and that's what really helps me. And I hope that I've been able to help you as well. Just talking with another player. Even I learn a lot of things, right? Like I in this case, I'm the coach, right? But oftentimes I can learn things as well from my students. So, yeah, it's a great symbiotic process. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game. Hope you enjoyed the coaching session as well.
Sure.